Welcome to today's explainer. Look, for years now, we've all kind of just relied on the exact same traditional platforms to connect, to work, and to share. But today, we're unpacking a fascinating new blueprint that argues this whole era, it's over. We're diving deep into Linkspreed's ATRIUM Web4 core. It's a proposed architectural framework designed to completely move us away from those restrictive walled gardens and push us toward fully sovereign super apps. So whether you're a developer, a community architect, or honestly, just an everyday internet user, you are going to want to understand this because it aims to radically redefine who actually owns your digital space. Here is our roadmap for today. We are going to cover 1. The social media crisis. 2. Entering the super app era. 3. The power of plugins. 4. Creating unified digital ecosystems. And 5. The Web4 infrastructure stack. Section 1. The social media crisis. Let's kick things off right here. According to the blueprint, legacy social media is, well, it's fundamentally broken. I mean, think about it. How often are you scrolling and suddenly you wonder if a viral post was even written by a real human? This whole legacy system basically thrives on centralized data harvesting and algorithms that are literally designed to keep you scrolling rather than actually connecting. Factor in the overwhelming flood of AI-generated synthetic content, and the result is a complete, total collapse of digital trust. The core argument here is that building your community on these legacy platforms is just feeding a massive machine that you have zero control over. And this brings us to a really crucial crossroads in web architecture. On one side, we have what they call digital tenancy. This is the old way, right? It's where you are essentially just renting space from massive tech conglomerates, and you're constantly surrendering your data to pay for it. On the other side is digital sovereignty. This right here is the absolute core goal of the Web4 shift, giving you the keys to own your ecosystem outright, control your own data, and build secure, independent communities without ever having to ask some giant tech company for permission. Section 2, enter the super app era. Because to escape this whole tenancy trap, we really have to rethink platform architecture from the ground up. Now, you might be thinking the solution is just to, build a better algorithm-free social feed. But actually, scratch that. That's merely step 1. The true revolution here is utilizing Linkspreed's ATRIUM Web4 core to transform a basic network into a hyper-functional, unified super app. Think of platforms like WeChat or Gojek. We're talking about cohesive digital dashboards where people communicate, work, organize, and transact, all in one single place. But that raises a pretty big question. How do you actually build this dynamic new environment without, spending millions of dollars on custom software development? Well, it all comes down to one core concept. What exactly is an ATRIUM plugin? Think of an ATRIUM plugin exactly like a highly advanced Lego brick. It is a self-contained software module designed to just snap directly onto the ATRIUM core layout. So instead of having to rewrite the underlying code every single time you want a new feature, which, let's be honest, is a total nightmare for developers, you just plug this module right in. It instantly injects custom logic and external services without bloating the base application. It's brilliant. Section 3, the power of plugins. Let's look at the superpowers these little architectural modules actually give to a network administrator. To get this, we kind of have to contrast the old with the new. Historically, platforms were built as rigid monoliths. Picture a massive, fragile stone building. If you try to chip away at one wall just to add a tiny window, you risk bringing the entire structure down, right? In software, adding one feature risks destabilizing everything. The ATRIUM canvas completely flips the script. By using a decoupled, modular philosophy, the platform acts as a blank, dynamic canvas, just waiting for these specialized interlocking plugins to snap into place. So we're looking at 3 main layers of plugins here. First up, the identity layer. This uses a UID plugin to secure biometric identity, basically ensuring every user is a verified human, which stops those AI bots right at the door. Next is the integration layer, which uses service plugins to bridge in real-world tools like city utilities or corporate software. And finally, the transactional layer. This relies on Fintech plugins to handle sovereign, peer-to-peer commerce and community loyalty systems, all happening right inside your feed. Section 4. Creating unified digital ecosystems. Let's move beyond the theory for a second. How do these plugins actually build a unified ecosystem in the real world? Well, developers and community architects can leverage 3 key steps to blend daily communication with heavy-duty utilities. Let's ground this in reality with step 1, interlocking services. Imagine a smart city network where your sidebar automatically features real-time public transit routes.
weather alerts, and even localized civic voting trackers. Or on the business side of things, a company could seamlessly integrate its internal inventory or Linkspreed's Thrive suite of SaaS apps. Employees can literally track active orders and view management dashboards without ever having to minimize the window.
Step 2, apply deep structural modifications. These plugins, they aren't just cosmetic. Because ATRIUM integrates vertically with Layer 1 UID technology, plugins can enforce strict biometric authentication. Put simply, it acts as your proof of personhood. Think of it as a cryptographic bouncer that outright banishes synthetic bots and deepfakes from the club. And with actual humans verified, owners can introduce custom gamification, like automatically rewarding genuine human contributions with loyalty badges instead of just rewarding algorithmic spam. And step 3, unleashing a decentralized marketplace. Network admins don't need a massive R&D budget anymore. They can literally just browse the marketplace for a one-click upgrade. Meanwhile, independent engineers worldwide can build and monetize hyper-niche tools. The adaptability is just wild. You could use these plugins to spin up a strictly regulated, HIPAA-compliant healthcare network on Monday, and then turn around and build a high-performance elite gaming hub on Tuesday. Section 5, the Web 4 infrastructure stack. To truly appreciate how stable this modular framework is, we need to zoom out a bit. You see, ATRIUM is incredibly powerful, but it doesn't just float in a vacuum. It actually acts as the Layer 6 gateway, sitting near the very top of Linkspreed's massive vertically integrated Web 4 infrastructure stack. And the whole thing is engineered specifically to return digital sovereignty to the individual. Okay, let's build this from the ground up. Everything anchors at Layer 1 with the UID biometric core. That is your undeniable proof of personhood. Layer 2, Vivon, handles physical mobile access. Then you hit Layer 3, Arctic. This is vital because it's a decentralized compute backbone, meaning it distributes heavy workloads safely rather than relying on brittle centralized servers. Layer 4, Helion, handles secure routing. Layer 5, Thrive, provides productivity apps. And right there at Layer 6 is ATRIUM, our super app gateway. Finally, the whole thing is topped off by Layer 7, Wynix, for future wearable and AR integrations. It is a complete, end-to-end ecosystem. And that brings us to the profound realization presented in the source material. It sums it up beautifully. We are officially moving away from the exploitative era of digital tenancy. The days of simply renting out space and surrendering our data, they're ending. We are now entering the era of the sovereign super app. The Web 4 infrastructure is live. The toolsets are ready, and this modular plugin canvas offers pretty much limitless architectural possibilities, which leaves us with one final, very provocative question. If you suddenly held the keys to your own digital sovereignty, what kind of super app would you architect today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this sparks some incredible ideas for the future of your digital communities.